Good morning. Those are clover flowers. I was mowing and I have an electric mower and the batteries got hot and low and decided we were going to take a rest now. So I had left this patch of the front lawn because there's a lot of clover there and it was filled with clover flowers. So that makes a wonderful tea for arthritis. So let's do a little garden walkthrough real briefly. The front bed is new this year. Right in front of this, where you now see grass, by later today will be a nice paved area for my table and chairs. I've got rubber pavers, recycled rubber, the black fabric. It won't take long to get this down. I've got those in several places throughout the garden and they're very handy. The new front bed. Over here we have medicinal herbs. We have comfrey, yarrow, and yellow dock, used for all the ailments of old people like muscle strains and back spasms and sinus issues and stomach upsets. These two are going to be small pumpkins, and I'm going to train them to just try and grow in this area. Over in the corner we have mint. Comes up beautifully every year, and I've been fairly successful in keeping it to its little area, but I have to be diligent about it. There are a number of weeds, but I've also got a number of marigolds, little seedling things that I'm just letting the weeds be for now till the plants get more established. You can see coming up right here, I have sunflowers that'll should grow straight up. This is my new rose bush, beautiful pink and yellow. Asparagus came back this year. As I said, there'll be marigolds throughout, help keep the rabbits at bay. That's a new raspberry plant. I'm looking at perhaps getting a trellis to go right there to help, but I don't know whether the porch railing is going to be enough for it or not. We're going to give that a try. The chives have been going crazy. You can see how tall they are, a couple feet tall. I have already had a huge harvest of the flowers, and I've got one big jar pickled in the fridge. I may do another. I've been eating them fresh, and I gave them some away to friends. These pots in the front will soon contain potatoes. The potatoes and sweet potatoes are the only things I haven't planted yet. This bed with legs, I love these. I've got two of them now. This bed will have my zucchini. Zucchini is a large part of my diet, and I'm tired of fighting squash bugs, so we're trying it in a raised bed this year. There's plantain throughout, which I encourage. Plantain is a wonderful medicinal plant, and it grows wild just about everywhere, except I'm not going to encourage that one. I'm going to harvest that one and get it out of the bricks. This is stevia. That's one of the few plants I buy, or greenhouse type. I get it from country market or country farmers market, whatever. Here in town, they have wonderful tons and tons of plants. I buy those from them every year, harvest it, and grind it into a powder. Makes a great sweetener. On the deck up there, don't know if you can see them, there's a whole nice pot with, let's get over here. That's my cherry tomatoes, and of course some flowers. And my beautiful hostas that come back every year. This corner is very shaded, so it's a perfect place for them. Then there's the main garden. The main garden is fenced with leftover dog fence that the dog didn't do the dog any good because he has a tendency, he can jump it, believe it or not, even at his age. All right, in this leg we have green beans. We have cayenne pepper over here. These two. That was a basil plant. I'm going to have to go out and buy one because all the ones I had from seed did not take to being transplanted outside. There should be dill coming up in this corner right here. I'm waiting for it. Tomatoes, of course. There are some marigolds sprinkled throughout. I think we had a squirrel or other kind of critter get in here and dig because I'm finding transplants like those look like squash. Not quite sure. See the little ones there? Not quite sure what we're dealing with. How it got over there. They weren't planted there. Other peppers, I've got poblano. You can see there's another one there, but it could just be a bigger than normal radish. The radishes in the middle. There's peppers here. I've got poblanos and jalapenos and cucumbers, of course, to go up this trellis. Over in that tall bin, they haven't sprouted yet, are spring onions, bee balm, echinacea, and of course my beautiful daylilies, irises that have been in bloom for a while, and chamomile. I'm just letting it kind of take over this bed. It's beautiful, and we're going to have tons and tons of it. I didn't even have to plant this year. Onions. Frederick did a good job of planting onions for me. I'm very happy. That's the other raised bed. We're going to give that a try. The garlic did not work. I did not plant it properly. I did not plant it deep enough or insulate it well enough, and it did not survive. Lemon balm. And I have carrots. My little stubby carrots in this pot this year, which are just starting to come up. Don't know if you can see them or not. Then I have my 2 green stalk towers. There are marigolds on the bottom row. That's to discourage rabbits, because above them are strawberries. And I left a couple of these. I'm gonna let it put out a few runners and fill in these other baskets, because I only had enough for 3 in the plant that I bought. But that's okay, then we'll discourage them. This row is black beans. And this row is herbs. I have sage and rosemary. And this is cumin, just coming up from seed. Oregano, sage. And then these are my crazy peppers, silly little peppers with multiple bumps on them. And this, I don't know if you can see it or not, because it's just started to sprout and it's in the corner. It's catnip. There's a little bit, probably a better shot right there. Tiniest little sprouts coming out. Then there's this green stalk, has bigger carrots in the bottom. This is parsley, obviously. These are cosmos, beautiful flowers. This one's getting ready to bloom. Cool, we got blooms already. More parsley, more cosmos, more cosmos. This is St. John's wort in these 2. Thyme, and I forget what I planted here, honestly. This is lettuce up here. Oh, this whole row is lettuce. So that's the quick garden overview. Hopefully tomorrow should be the day tomorrow should be the day when I candle the eggs. Don't look at my hair. I'm a sweaty mess. When I candle the quail eggs and put them on lockdown, then I will post something then. But hey, Nana's a nerd.